Hello, everybody, and welcome back to a special Misfortune episode. This is the odd one 19. I say odd because we had a very interesting twist in our last episode of 18, where we were on our way up north and we ran into two characters. We ran into Dervish and Gruith, the magician. Completely unexpected. Hint, hint. So, yeah, like I said, I wanted to do that for some time because I figured that they have been out of the light for a while in terms of story, and they, but with the loss of Tracer, we wanted to know how Dervish would have handled that incident because I'm sure the magician would have told him, "Hey, I lost Tracer," and um, Breglor was last seen, in the town of Bellhop. So with using some method, they got in front of us and, well, proceeded with our confrontation. And we know this confrontation is going to be a threat based on what we rolled. So let me show you guys where we left off. And I do have a surprise for you. So we left off simply encountering Dervish and Gruith, and we're on this trail. And you guys can see me now on the screen, by the way. So more engagement, not just the screen, but with me in it. Um, I decided I'm not going to roll on it. I'm just going to use the one-page solo engine for this episode because I've been using it more often, and it's growing on me. It really is. This thing is actually really quite interesting. Even though the yes no oracle is kind of limited within a range of I think six, it does have the yes and or yes but and no but, and then just the simple yes or no. I do like that you can actually tell the story in the little prompts, so I don't have to use my Google Doc. I can We can do the whole episode in this, and then I simply just export it over as text or HTML to my Google Doc for obviously for records. So let's see if we need to zoom in a bit. So there you go. I think that's probably better. So let's go ahead and start. Let's first backtrack where we left off. So we are encountering Dervish and Pruitt. And from what we know, we rolled, I believe they were seen as an obstacle or a potential threat. So we're gonna type in this a lot. Encounter with Dervish and Gruit. So we have to ask the question here: what is their purpose? I think to us, to me, most likely they are there to check on or to basically check on our progress. But they are just kind of Dervish is kind of pissed off, or he's aggravated because of the whole tracer situation. Maybe just because we've been taking our sweet time. Perhaps we are probably within the 7 days. So I think with that in mind, this is more of a hey, what's going on? We lost the tracer, and now you are probably within a few more days left of the deadline, 7 days. So let me move the camera just a bit. Sorry, just going to adjust slightly. There we go. Now, let's ask the question. We have a couple ways we can ask this question here. We can do an action focus. We can do a detail focus on why they're there. Let's do a. This has already been a plot twist or a plot hook, I should say. So, are they there to check on me? Let's just keep it simple. I'd say likely. So, are they there to check on me? Yes, and it's just a plain yes. So I'm going to say that Dervish was worried that we abandoned the quest because of the lost tracer. So Dervish worried we abandoned the quest. But he says that to us. Magician is probably just standing there off to the side listening. He's not exactly a he. I'm assuming the magician is no. He is Dervish's right hand man, and he's this most powerful magician, wizard, mage, etc. So, with that detail, he's not really talking right now. I think he's just there as support, as backup in case things go south, where we become a threat to them. But Dervish, yeah, he's just inquiring about if he was more worried that we abandoned the quest. Now, me, being the honorable thief I am, I'm going to pull the box out of my um, satchel. It's a satchel, and show it to Dervish. So I'm going to put story element here. I show the package to Dervish, and I'm going to show him it's not open, and I haven't tampered with it. I won't mention it floated away, perhaps. So I'm going to play stupid here. I'm not even going to mention it, so it won't require a roll. I'm just going to show. I'm going to show him the package, and how does he react to that? So let's say we have a couple potential choices here. Let's do a. How does he? Let's see. How does he react to that? How does he, Dervish, react to the revealing of the package? Create. Okay, so he needs to create something. Um, that's an interesting. It's a physical trait. Maybe the creation is going to be of a. Hmm. That's different. I think. What is my interpretation of create? What is he creating? It's Dervish, so the action is a physical action that he's creating. Maybe he's going to give us a. He's going to give us something. Perhaps another item of sorts, or this one's tough because I'm thinking a magician creates something. He's creating. It says physical, but I don't know if that's going to work with this. I can't really think of anything that he would create. I'm going to retry that, but I'm going to actually go and backstep and say um, he's going to. Let's do topic. So how does Dervish react? Maybe he starts to explain something about the box. The player characters, social. So okay, that does make sense. I think we can actually use the create role to where okay, here it is. Dervish explains that with our little side ventures we were doing earlier, we were going to the tavern on and off again, the whole like merchant thing. That slowed things down and the whole like slight lapse in tracking because the tracer couldn't find us at times because of the storm. It's created a problem. And because of our original deadlines on the days, he's saying that this has created a big problem. Created. So we used the word created from earlier. I'm not going to trash it completely. But he says that it's created a problem for us. And I think that he's going to say basically said the deadline is now going to be a day, perhaps. So um, maybe it created a problem for him. Maybe because remember he's delivering this box for his Belinda, his love interest. So maybe she contacted him with some means, some magical means, communication. She didn't text them. This is the far past. Carrier pigeon, who knows? So I think this has created a problem for him because maybe she was asking like, "Where's the package?" I was expecting it sooner, and it's created a rift or an issue. So I'd say that I've caused delays, issues for Dervish on his end. So um, he's now only gives us one full day. Actually, let's see. He gives us yeah, one full day. I was gonna say there's an option for how much, but I think one full day is very strict, but also probably fair enough because we're close. We just have to book it. One full day. But he is being pretty lenient now because with them appearing, I think we're going to ask how he got here. So one full day to complete. We're talking to him saying, well, we are en route. Maybe we apologize. We just kind of say, well, I had to take care of some things on my way here. There was these quakes, these mix-ups. I'm going to mention here. I'm going to say this. It's not necessarily a lie, but it's more of like a taking another issue and project and showing it that this was the problem. So I mentioned the quakes have been slowing me down, and I believe that this will probably perk the ears of the magician more than Dervish. unless the dervish is flying blind and doesn't know about the quake's origins, and where the magician does. So how does so I'm going to look at the magician here. I'll do this. I'm going to look at magician, Gruith. I just like calling him magician. And I'm going to see how he is like. Does he say anything? Does he react? Will he speak out of terms? I'm going to say he's pretty quiet. Let's stay uneven. Does the magician uh, speak because of the mention of the? He does. Okay, he does speak. He doesn't say it's not yes and or yes but. Um, how does he speak or what's he say? I think he's going to talk about how the quakes have becoming more sporadic and severe. He's going to, I think he's going to relate where the quakes have become more sporadic because we had one recently that was kind of more of a tremor. We had one earlier at the town that was very severe and almost killed us, killed a character. More sporadic, causing issue. Oh, here we go. Causing issues for the misfits. Now, I think because of that, I'm going to say uh, we won't forget of how they. I'm having conflicting questions. I want to know how they got here so fast, but I want to know how if the quake affected them somehow. Did the I ask did the quake affect them like or like in some manner? So let's say that Dervish will reveal a detail. Reveals what about the quake? Specialized. A specialized issue, I think, physical. It was almost as if the quake targeted them, perhaps. So I'm going to say that, strangely enough, Dervish says, strangely, the quake felt targeted on the Misfits, where the camp was destroyed, and like much similar to what we encountered earlier, where the quake seemed to be targeted us per se, like the general area around us, like the tavern or the inn was completely just demolished. It destroyed the misfit camp. Maybe he portaled over here somehow to escape the destruction. Oh, you know what? That makes sense. The tremor we felt was actually we were on the very edge of a severe quake that happened at the misfits camp. And I think it's going to be one of these two that reveals that. Dervish says that it destroyed the Misfits camp. So I'm going to ask, how did you guys, or is that how you got over here so fast? Like, did basically the quake cause them to think of an escape plan, and they portaled or something, some method of magical transportation over to where we are or near where we were? So I'm going to say that, let's see, let's do likely on this one. Did the quake cause Dervish and company to escape basically death via portal? So answer is yes, it is. So okay, they escaped death. I'm gonna say there's no and or but on that one. So if it was like yes and like they made it out safely, or yes but they lost a few people, I'm gonna say they just generally, for the most part, escaped. They portaled away basically using magician. I'm gonna say the magician portaled used portal on to escape. Now, did did they all escape? That's the question. I'm gonna say let's ask how much. How many misfits escaped? Maybe Dervish or Magician will just mutter this, they'll just mumble this, or they'll mention it in the background. Let's say above average. So most of them escaped. Okay. So most of the Misfits gang crew escaped unharmed for the most part. And just I'm going to kind of try to sympathize with them and be like, oh, that's thank goodness you guys are okay. And now they portaled over here. That's evident. So um, I'm going to say, is that why you are here, basically? So I'm going to ask them that, and I'm going to do a detailed focus on this one. I was going to do a yeah, we'll do a detailed focus. Is that why they're here? So are they why essentially why portal to my location? It could be about let's see, I'm just curious what happens. Unexpected. They were not initially trying to portal to where we are, but because of where we are, I'm trying to think of a where we are. Um, they maybe it was a last minute effort. Like they portaled, but they were trying to get somewhere closer to Bellhop, but they ended up in the mountains and just coincidentally they ran into us. So I think that's it. They were trying. Here we go. This makes more sense for the story. They're trying to portal to Bellhop because that's where we are. That's where we were, and that's where Tracer left off. But overshot to this area, and coincidentally, I do not have enough spectacles now. Coincidentally, I'm sorry, that's totally wrong. Coincidentally, let's just do this. By chance, they portaled to us, to our location, to me. So, okay, that makes more sense. And now, uh, I'm going to ask where's your team? Where are the rest of the misfits? So let's see, player action. Where are the misfits? Where is the rest of the misfits crew? It's just more of like just curious. So let's say we do. What would be a good? Let's see, this topic. Maybe they're off doing something. Let's do a topic. So, what are the misfits up to? The team, the crew. Obviously, Dervish and Magician. A faction. They are dealing. So while they transported away to where they are, they Dervish sent them up north, perhaps, to meet with Brenda, Belinda, not Brenda, Belinda. So, um, I think he. No, 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 not up, not to the Temple of Legion, but to scout ahead. So he sent Dervis sent the misfits uh, to scout ahead. So, and because of that, let's do a pacing move. So, while we're chatting, something happens. And, oh, what happens? Deceive, involving equipment. Oh, this is interesting. So, equipment, I'm thinking it's going to be one of our pieces of equipment. The box. So the box, while we're holding it in our hand, starts to float and glow again. This time it's still red. I think it was red before. It glows again. So the box begins to it tries to float away, but we're obviously holding on to it. But we may have to do a roll for that. The box begins to float away again. Red glow. We are feeling the motions, like we're feeling deceive. What do you call it? Deceive, but because it says deceive, that I'm trying to think how to incorporate that into this interpretation. So, okay, here's how I see deceive. While it's beginning to float, I say not. Okay, so it starts to float and glow. Now, let's do it. We have to do a roll to see if we could. So here's the thing with this engine. We could do the roll where it's World of Dungeons rules. You do the 2d6 to see if we can do it, and we could, but we can also use the Oracle. It does kind of defeat the purpose of having an engine at this point, where we're kind of just using the character sheet here as I'll move this over there. There we go. I think it'd be better if you roll. We stick with we stick with the rules for character-related tasks. So this will be strength. We're just trying to see if we can hold on to it because I think because we're closer to the source of its power, it might be more difficult. So no advantage or so we'll just roll 2d6. 5. I cannot hold on to the box, and it's too much. I couldn't handle it. So I fail to hold onto the box. Now, when this happens, does the box float away completely? Like, does it just go up into the sky? Or, better yet, um, I have an idea for this. Does the box float completely away? Let's say even on this one. Uh, does the box float away from us, from me? I'm asking because I'm thinking like it will just float above us and stop. Like even though we can't hold on to it, it doesn't exactly go away. Well, let's see. No, it doesn't. Okay, the box floats, let's say, where's it float off to? Oh, I don't know if there's a directions. Okay, yeah. The the box stops, uh, levitates, levitates towards maybe the magician. I'm gonna think this. The box levitates towards the not to, towards Dervish, towards their direction, towards Dervish. Now, is he doing it himself or is the magician doing it? I don't think so. So it's levitating towards them, but it stops. Now, is do we notice the magician's doing this? Because we think magic, this is magic related. Is it the magician? I'm gonna say unlikely. I think it's an external force. Is it the magician causing uh this causing the box to float? So let's see. It is okay, it is magician. The magician, um he he's holding a staff and he's kind of pointing it, he tilts it forward towards us, and the box lifts up and because it makes sense. We can't hold on to it now because he's much closer. He's basically pulling the box out of our hands. Um, uses his staff to this guy is really powerful, and I'm assuming now that he's within a few feet of us, we don't want to mess with him. Staff to pull the box towards himself, towards them, I should say. Now I'm going to say, what are you doing? Remember, our original role for this was it was conflict. It was not. I think it was conflict. It was not going to go well. It has been pretty casual now, but I ask him, "What are you doing?" And he reveals, detail focus. What does Dervish reveal? Because he's doing this. Unexpected. This was unexpected. Okay, this was unexpected for Dervish. He gave us a task, but he feels we're not. Okay, here we go. Dervish feels we are not suited for this. We are not. Even though he gave us a day, I think no. I'm kind of tripping on my own writing here. So I think because earlier he had where was it? Um, he's giving us one day. Okay, full day to complete. Okay, so here we go. What are you doing? Uh, I say I thought you were giving me one day. So detail focused. Why did we're kind of I'm kind of changing it just a slightly. Why did Dervish take the box away from us, from me? Specialized. Okay, he has someone. He's going to do it himself. I think he just decided that this is. He just changed his mind. So he changed his mind. He kind of laughs maniacally. He changed his mind. Uh, he's going to do it himself. So the box. Now here's the thing. The box did not entirely go to them completely. It left our hands, and now it's in between. Like it's in between us and them. So what does the box do? I'm thinking that the box is going to something. There's something strange about the box. When we held it a while back, when it floated out of our bag or satchel, we were getting all these mixed emotions. And it was like felt like it was talking to us in a way. So what does the box do? Take. So someone takes the box. I'm going to walk up and take the box as a way to prove to Dervish that I can do this. So not necessarily the box is doing it, but we are. So I'm going to kind of change. I'm going to fudge that and say, I walk up to the box and grab it. I I shout to them that I can do this. I'm already, I'm already close to the temple. I'm already halfway there. Maybe I'm going to say I'm already halfway there. Just as a okay. So when I do that, that's going to be a roll. I think that's going to take some charisma. He, I think he's a kind of leader to give the challenge, but wants to see us succeed. Because remember from the family incident way back, the Caliph family, he was looking to us as a way for us to intervene. It's like he's kind of molding. He's trying to mold us into like his next, I don't know, successor or something. That's one way I'm trying to perceive it. But we're gonna roll a 2d6 with an advantage of 2. It's not survival related, but this is charisma, so plus 2. So 2d6. So I rolled 5, and then with and oh shoot, even with the 5. No, I'm sorry. Yes, plus 2. That is a partial success. So we do it, but there's some cost and compromise. Okay, so okay, I have an idea for this. All right, so I'm gonna write partial success to convince Dervish we can handle this. I should say, I can handle this. But what is the basically the handicap here, the catch? I'm gonna say, let's do a plot. I'm curious a plot hook will do. Oh, okay. Well, this does kind of tie into what we're doing. Darvish mentions that. Okay, so here this is kind of going to push the story along. So get my dice out of the way. Okay, so Dervish learned that there is a threat. We'll use the words from the oracle. Um, at the Temple of Legion, causing the quakes. He received this info from Belinda, and the Guardians. Oh, that actually works. He mentions that I'm thinking the Guardians are the merchants of sorts, are somewhat the merchants that travel the lands and sell, magic and etc. But they're all linked to the Temple of Legion. The Temple of Legion is the Guardians, and they guard this creature. The creature, he's going to mention, the creature is trying to either escape or has escaped. That's one way to look at this. So this whole mission, the box, for some reason, is possibly tied to this large creature. It could be a dragon, it could be some mystical celestial being, etc. But it was trapped and it was caged for some time in the Temple Legion. So the Temple Legion is essentially a fortress, a prison for this large creature, and it escaped. I'm going to assume. She told him that the creature escaped her Temple Legion, like she's in charge of the Guardians. So Belinda, he's revealing all these details to us because he sees the fire in our eyes, but he's also very concerned that we're not entirely capable of handling ourselves. Belinda is the leader of the Guardians, and now we need the Guardians of. Remember the merchant passed out, So I'm gonna say let's roll. There's a name. There's a list of names on the sheet here. I'm gonna choose one just randomly. Guardians of Sahar, Sayar. There's a Syar. So no, Zari. Zari is a good name because that could be a name for a couple things. The Guardians of Zari. And I'm gonna copy this to our quest. We're gonna update our quest list after this big exposition drop. Dervish learns that there is a threat. Um, I love when this defender just pops up and like, hey, no viruses, great. Anyways, Temple Legion causing the quakes. Receive this info from Melinda. The creature escaped uh, her Temple Legion. Melinda is the leader of the Guardians of Zari. Um, and that was part of the reason why Dervish ended up basically portaled over here. Portaled over here. If the dragon or whatever it is, if the creature didn't escape, there would not have been such an urgency to jump over here for them. I think the creature with the earthquakes, maybe the earthquakes were the creature escaping, trying to escape, like busting through. It's such a huge creature, or so powerful that force just tremble can be felt across the entire world, landscape. But it doesn't explain the very precise quakes. There could be a reason for that, but I believe we'll get to that later on in the adventure. So, Guardians, unique item, the power, the box, and she needs the box urgently. So, we here's what I'm gonna do. Seeing that this creature is going to be a huge disaster, I mentioned the volcano. I mentioned the volcano erupting, causing destruction, the ash cloud, all that stuff. Now, how does he react to that? Is he aware of it? I'm going to say detail focus. What does Dervish or Magician know of the volcano? New. That's new to him. So the volcano is new to him. The volcano detail, I should say, is new to him. I like that. Now, let's go back to our map. This is where North Rock is. That's where I made that up, that town up north that we're going to eventually pass through. I'm going to move that off to the side for now because I'm going to put this off to the side. Probably just over here. Not that it's over there, but like just we'll run into it eventually. But I'm thinking that the Temple of Legion is actually the volcano. So Temple of Legion, whoops, that's not the right font, but whatever. Temple of Legion. And then there are Temple of Legion. So is actually the volcano. Yeah, so Temple Legion is actually the volcano. I'm going to say the Temple Legion is up here, is right here. Yeah. And then North Fork will be right kind of next to it. So that makes more sense. The volcano erupting, maybe he was not aware of. The volcano detail is new to him. And this is surprising because how does he not know that the volcano is a Temple of Legion? So the Temple of Legion is within the volcano. I'm trying to modify that because it doesn't make sense to me that he doesn't know that his. I'm going to ask him this. Have you ever been to the Temple of Legion? So I'm going to ask him that. And then the yes or no. I'm going to say email on this one because now I'm kind of questioning the whole concept of him knowing about it. Does Dervish know of the Temple of Legion's location, just in general. He does. Okay, so he does know the location, and there was no but. So I think this makes more sense. Maybe the eruption. No, no, I'm sorry. The ash cloud is new to him. So here, the deadly ash cloud is new to him. That makes more sense. He knows the volcano, the temple legion, blah blah blah. But he does. But the whole ash cloud thing, like it's that's new to him. So while we're chatting, I'm going to tell him, well, we we better make haste. Basically, we better leave now then, before sunset, perhaps. Because maybe the sun is about to set. I kind of shout that with them. I hold my weapon. And how does he? I'm going to say he does agree. So does does he let us join him? I think he did from earlier, but does he do we leave like now, basically? Yes, okay. So, all right. So we all leave, travel up north. Okay, so I'm traveling with them. Now as we're traveling, do we is it just us three? Like is there misfits over the hill? Unlikely, because I think they're further up. Is there any more misfits? Oops. Misfits further up. Oh, there is. Okay, there's a couple of them. So we notice a few more misfits on standby or on guard, basically waiting for. Oh, this is interesting. So waiting for Dervish. They probably were just backup in case we got hostile. So let's go to our NPC. We'll do the quest list at the end, actually, of the episode. So we notice some guards, and they're waiting for him. I'm going to talk to the magician. I'm going to ask the I asked. All right, so things didn't actually pan out pretty well for us here. Wasn't as hostile as it wasn't as conflicting as I was expecting it to be. I asked the magician uh, what he knows of this creature. Because the cat's out of the bag right now. We know it's a creature. We keep calling it a creature. And let's see, detail focused. The magician. Well, first we should say the magician even reveals anything. So I got to trash this. I'm gonna say no. Does unlikely. Does the magician reveal anything about this quote unquote creature? No, he doesn't. He does not utter. He does not reveal anything. So Dervish did kind of tell us a lot. So I'm trying to keep this one at bay here. The Garzazari. So I think the creature is more of a secret, but the concept that there is a creature or something is not to them. Like what kind of creature it is. But the fact it's there, we know. Okay, so while we're walking, I'm going to do a pacing move. So I'm going to set the scene. So okay, describe how you envision the scene. I think we're going to reach the town of North Rock. Oh, I'm sorry. I did change the name of the town from Rain to North Rock. I didn't like Rain. I liked North Rock better. That's all. Simple as that. Simple decision. Um, okay, we reach North Rock. My character. Okay, I am walking with the Misfits, hoping to avoid the cloud, ash cloud. Let's see what happens. Hostile forces oppose us. Altered scene, normal. So we basically reach an encounter. We reach an opposing force. Okay, this is interesting. Okay, we encounter hostile forces. Okay, We encounter someone, a threat. We just simply encounter a threat. Okay, is the threat going to be humans? Let's see here, and then we'll roll how much of whoever we're encountering. So let's say, is the threat human? This will help me kind of create a threat, basically. Is the encounter threat? No, it's not. It is going to be a creature. Okay, it is not human. It is a creature. No way. Is it the creature that escapes? Oh crap! That'll be so soon. I think it's got that bad. It's just walking. Is the creature just if it's a dragon? Is it dragon just walking and encounters us and oh like I don't see that happening. So I don't think it's the actual like very end boss of of this whole campaign. If that's what happens, um, it is a creature. Let's see. Sorry, my headphones are. There we go. Just a little loose. I have those I forget what these are called. Bones, I think, or something like that. It just yeah. Um, it is not human. It is a creature. It is creatures. So creatures. Now let's see how many are there. How many creatures? Whatever it may be, monsters, etc. We're still in the mountains, so I think it might be ice related. Above average. So there are a lot of them. Now, what are they? That's the question. Let's see. Let's get a detail on them. What is this threat? Exactly. Large. Ooh. Oh, okay. We had the ice elementals from earlier, so I think that's scratched out. We are up in the. We're getting close to. I'm thinking that we're actually going to be here now. We're at the very. We're at just another trail forking to the right, or there's a fork in the road. We're going to the right, and we're approaching Norfolk. But that we encountered this threat on the way. So we're right outside North Rock, not Northfork, not Northfork, Norfolk, whatever the actual city of Norfolk, but uh, North Rock. It is a large group of what would be up here in the north. Maybe it's an opposing gang of bandits to the Misfits. That's how I see this. I've always wanted to introduce an opposing force, like a party of other bandits that are like rivals to the Misfits. So I'm going to say it's goblins. A rival gang to the Misfits. Maybe. Oh, okay, this could be a huge battle. So okay, we're encountering a large group of goblins. They see us. Maybe they're traveling south. Also from. Now, are they traveling? Are they traveling south, like away from the erupting volcano? They're not. Interesting. Okay, they are not. Um, what are they doing exactly? So, what are the goblins doing here exactly? So, topic rumors. Oh, that okay. That makes sense. They're oh, the box. That's it. They know. They heard or they learned magic that Dervish was here. The Misfits were in town basically. So uh, they noticed us. They see us and they're like, I thought I smelled misfits, kind of just uttering that to us. So they, like the goblin captain, um, the goblin captain had a hunch that the misfits were in the area. So maybe their camp is nearby in the area. So they are a rival gang, a gang basically. So Dervish is obviously in the pack. I'm in the back most likely with or magicians up close to Dervish. We're in the back. We're behind. Remember, there's only a couple of misfits. There's not a lot of us. Oh no. Oh no. I know why they were here. Okay. Did they slaughter the misfits basically? Like, was there a big battle? That's why they're there. So, did the rival goblin gang slaughter um, the rest of the misfits? This does actually make sense. Yes, and oh my gosh. Okay. Yes. Okay. The goblins. Uh, Basically, yes, and it was an ambush. That's exactly what I'm thinking. They get ambushed the entire Misfits scout party, basically scout party, and killed all of them. They're all dead. Killed all of them. And Dervish is, unless he's, I don't know if he's tearing up or he's just like furious. He's breathing heavily. Magician's getting ready for combat. So I think at that point, story wise, Dervish is pulls his sword out and yells, "You bastards!" Basically, the magician readies his staff, like just ready for what's his name? Gandalf would just pulls up in the air. Magician readies his staff. Whoops. Prepares his staff. The two. So remember, there's two misfits. There's two guards with us. Prepare. Now, what do we do? I most likely think we're going to join in this battle because we are part of the Misfits, essentially. So I also pull out my. What do I got? Oh, you know what? I still have that plant, that scroll. Oh, that'll be interesting. I still have that scroll. Sparky! Sparky's with us too, so we can't forget about Sparky. Um, I'm going to say that we're going to use our dagger on this one. I pull out my dagger, but here's the thing. Do the goblins see me? I'm going to say I'm in the back. I'm going to say possibly. Even 50-50. Do the goblins see me? No, they don't. Oh, interesting. I'm being blocked by a. Oh, I mean, like it's just around the corner, and we can kind of see, but we're being blocked by a large rock or a bush. They don't see me. Okay, so here's what I do. I'm gonna tell Sparky to back off, like to just go back that way. Uh, we can't forget about Sparky. I tell Sparky to hide back. I'm going to look for a way like up, basically up this little mountain that I'm looking at to my right, a way up a cliffside. So, is there a what do I see? Do I see anything? Do I see a cliffside? A detail. What do I see? Small. There's a small rock. There's a small spot up on top that I can get to. So there is a small spot up top I can get to. And here's my idea. I'm going to use a scroll when I'm up there to try to use like vines, like spawn vines on the ground and grab all of them, or grab most of them. You know, that'll be a roll, obviously. But so while they're having their little scuffle, I'm going to I will attempt to climb the cliffside to get to that spot up top. We have to roll. This is survival. This is an advantage, and we don't have any strength. Might be dexterity. Uh, we have to do it quickly. Stealth. So it is a skill. It is both two skills, and it's luck. I don't think I've used luck today. That gives you that bumps up. I think luck bumps up your uh. Lucky turn a miss into a partial success, so it wouldn't matter actually in this case. Uh, I probably could have used that earlier. Damn. So it is a stealth. It's an advantage. I'm using dexterity because we're climbing up, which I'm still on the fence that it's more of a strength. I'll just stick with strength, which is zero modifier, so it wouldn't matter. But it is a partial success automatically if it's 600. I rolled a 6, so it's a partial success. Okay, but that has a complication. So I am able to climb the cliff, get to a vantage point up top. But the complication, what is the complication? Let's see. A plot hook. What are valuables? No, I'm sorry. That's more for a story. What is the complication? Let's see. Let's do detail. What is, put this away here. Oops, sorry. What is the complication? Complex. Oh, okay. It's a complex problem. I can't see them. Like maybe it's not as a good a vantage point that I thought I was expecting. Huh. The scroll. I take the scroll out. No, I don't think it's the scroll. Like it's in a language I don't understand. Hmm. So I'm thinking that this complication is not scroll related. Detail focus. I'm gonna actually remove this one. That doesn't make sense to me. Action focus. It has to be a complication. I probably just think of one. I'm gonna say that Dervish turns back and he doesn't see us. So, oh, that's a complication. He kind of yells out our name, perhaps giving the goblins a hint that there's more than just what they see. So that makes sense. Okay, that's a complication. Dervish turns back just to check on his team, but doesn't see us. Doesn't see me. He screams out our name, perhaps like traitor or coward, like that coward, thinking that we fled. But I don't want to. How do we spell fled? I don't want to give away our location, so I'm up top. That's the complication. We kind of lost some trust in the immediate moment from Dervish. So that's the complication now. And while we're at the top, so we did get up there successfully. I'm going. The has the battle started basically? Let's see. Is it a standoff? Is it like a high noon kind of thing? I'm gonna say likely the battle started. Did the battle start? I'm thinking that the bandits, the goblins, have their own mage of sorts. The battle did start. Yeah, so the battle did start. Who attacked first? Let's do. I think Dervish attacked first. The goblins there were taunting him, telling that yeah we slaughtered your team. They're all dead. And like it's like holding a head up or something like that. One of the like he beheaded one of the misfits or something. And Dervish just he bolted like after he turned around, coward, and he turned around and yelled get him. And so I think he charged first. No, actually no, I don't think he did. We can roll for it. Did I think because he turned his head back to look at us to see if we were there. The goblins used that to probably strike first. Did the goblins strike? I'm sorry. Did Dervish strike first? Unlikely. And this isn't a counter, so no, he didn't. Okay, the goblins surprise attack struck first. Maybe there's an archer, and the archer fired an arrow like past Dervish and struck one of the guards in the chest or the shoulder. Archer goblin fired an arrow at the guards. They're red shirts basically. They can die off first. No one cares about them, and they shoot better than stormtroopers, which is evident. So at the guards, like hitting their shoulder. If they're dead or not, we can get to that later. But I think as we reach the end of this episode, I'm going to. They don't see me. That's pretty obvious. I'm going to use the scroll. I'm going to use the scroll. We got to use it. The control plants scroll, which is from I think that was from Karen game rules. Control plants scroll. Okay. I'm going to pull that scroll out and ready to read it, and that's where the episode will end. So the episode ends right when I pull the scroll out, and I can the camera. Basically, think of the camera angle like this. The camera angle is over my head, and we can kind of see the battle going on. I'm going to pull the scroll out. It starts to glow, and the camera kind of drone style goes over the battle, and they're fighting each other. I think goblin count wise, there's probably a slightly more than what we have, but that's where it's going to cut to black. And so I think that's a suitable ending. Let's now decide on a quest name or the episode name. Episode 9, the encounter, or the reveal. Yeah, I'd say the encounter, because this is more of an exposition episode until now the encounter happens. So I'm gonna say um, the Guardians. It's probably yeah, I think the Guardians. Well, that might be a good name for later on. So I'm gonna say the encounter. It's simple. I just want to get this moving. So the encounter. I'll copy the whole episode there, and I'm gonna export this before my computer crashes. Okay, so I saved a text file and an HTML file of the whole quest. So now let's update our quest info. So the main a lot happened in the main quest. So um, revealed about the creature. The temple is in the volcano. Uh, Possibly the creature escaped. I mean, I don't think we really touched on that too much. The creature escaped, and then we encountered the goblin bandit, the goblin crew. So the quakes, we didn't have any more quakes, but we know the quakes could be related to the creature. Bad luck merchants, nothing new. Okay, I'd say that's probably good. It's probably overly simple, but yeah. So we're right here now. We're in the center of this tile. North Rock is nearby. Oh yeah, right. So uh, Goblin Crew slaughtered the Misfit Scout team, Scout Party. We know that. Okay, yeah. So there you go. That's episode 19, the encounter. And yeah, that was a lot of exposition dumps, but in a good way. And also, we have a a big encounter going by. I think we're at the climax of this whole story. Maybe, or I think we're getting close. So yeah, that was good. That was actually not too bad. I know it's been a couple days. Work has been pretty gruesome, so I wanted to just take a break and focus on work. And now I have the chance to do this episode today. So as always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time on 8:30 RPG.